Okay, I am going to try to remain as calm as I possibly can during this video. Probably going to have lots of snark in it. I'm going to tell a little story today about an experience I had on the transit system in my city, which is Edmonton. Let's see. Well, where to begin? I'd gotten on the bus. It was just on my way home from work. I work late. I take the bus home at about 11 p.m. I got onto the bus, and it was a driver that I had seen a few times before, And, show her my bus pass, get on, etc. I sit near the front of the bus typically, and this woman has a friend of hers that is on the bus with her, and they're chatting, and this is pretty common. Lots of bus drivers, it could be a friend of theirs that just happens to be taking the bus. I don't know, whatever. So this guy she's talking to, and they start talking about, I hear, it started with a parade, and then it was a day, and now it's a week. And as I listened to more, I realized that they're talking about Gay Pride Week, and I realized that they're complaining to each other about, I guess having to watch and observe the fact that Pride Week is a thing that exists, because 51 heteronormative family values weeks just aren't enough anymore. So they're complaining about this, and I'm like, okay, so, it's not what I necessarily like to hear, but okay. But then, all of a sudden I hear talk about how they're pushing their sexuality on people. That's all this gay pride stuff is about sexuality and trying to impose it on people. I'm quoting. It's about pushing their sexuality. And I had a little mini brain meltdown. Got really angry. Pushed all the right buttons. And so I got up and I said, I'd like to get off the bus, please. And she opened the door and she sort of said, well, what's wrong? And I said to her, it's not about sexuality. It's about human rights. And I don't want to be on a bus driven by a bigot. And I wanted in no uncertain terms that this woman is a bigot. And she was talking about this as a bus driver on the Edmonton transit system. Now, I'm not so naive as to think that full acceptance of anything is ever going to happen. I just ask for tolerance. If you have certain ideas, you can have those ideas. You can talk about them. You can even share them with like-minded people. But when you're driving the bus, keep that shit under your hat. So anyways, I said this and I got off the bus, and she actually came out after about 30 seconds or so. I was standing by the bus waiting for the next bus. In my martyrdom, I would have had to wait another 15 minutes, and I did end up waiting for the next bus because the discussion didn't really go forward. She came out and was sort of vaguely apologetic, like, oh, I didn't mean that. Like, no, you meant it. You said it. It's right there. It's anybody can see that this is bigotry against homosexuals and gay people and queer people and whatever you want. But yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? You'd be like, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I don't have an issue. And I said, no, this is about human rights. It's about people who have traditionally been oppressed coming out and acknowledging that oppression and saying, hey, things need to change. The status quo isn't good enough anymore. You have to accept us as human beings. About the right to live your life as you are, or choose, or whatever, when you're not hurting anybody, and you're not, because it's just being gay, right? Like, who's getting hurt? Oh, that's right, nobody! Anyways, so I basically just explained to her that, look, this is about human rights. The right to be, you have them, I have them, we all are supposed to have these rights to live the way we are or choose or what have you. And so she sort of hums and haws and meanwhile the guy she's talking to has also come out. And I say, look at it this way. Would you complain about, say, in the civil rights movement, about black people, going out and marching and protesting and having, Martin Luther King Day or week or whatever, would you complain about that at all? Because, oh, well, they were freed from slavery 100 years ago. What do they want now? We gave you your own drinking fountain, right? And the guy, she's sort of, I don't know what to say, because she's a fucking bigoted moron. Sorry, there's that anger thing again. Bigotry, it makes me pissed off. Who knew? She didn't know what to say. And her male companion said, that was America. This is Canada, that's America. Which it took me a couple of seconds, my mouth hanging open, because this was the most fucking moronic thing that I had actually heard, even in that, space of time. It was already pretty bad, but, okay. And I said to him, in the calmest tone possible, I said, yeah, the point still stands, regardless of where it is. And I say, well, okay then, because if America, and black people, that doesn't work here in Canada, I guess, because Canada's never oppressed anyone. So I bring up, okay, natives, or, Aboriginal, Indigenous, whatever, but, what some people even say Indians, because, yeah, they're from India, right. Anyways, but, so natives, I said, well, natives. And he said, I don't care about them either, and marched back on the bus. And she quickly followed. She kind of went, oh, well, I didn't mean it like that, but I basically, she was like, sort of, I don't think I said anything, or sort of, she said, oh, you've given me a lot to think about. That's right. She said, I think you've given me a lot to think about. And I said, I doubt it somehow, and walked away, and waited 15 minutes for my next bus. I plan to call this in tomorrow to mention this to them, and I ended up making this ranty little video because fuck bigotry. I'm fucking sick of it. This is about all of us. This is about the right to be who you are, regardless of what other people might think about, oh, they're pushing it on us because they want to be acknowledged for having human rights. Fuck bigotry. That's all.